I'm gonna make this one crystal clear. Hello everyone, it's Tech Guy back with another video, and today I'm gonna be doing a video on the UMIDIGI Crystal phone. So it's the Crystal, Yumi's new phone, which comes at a very cheap price, by the way. And all I have to say is that good phones are getting cheap and cheap phones are getting good. So you get a dual lens camera on this phone. You get a no top bezels nor no side bezels on this phone, plus together with 64 gigs and 4 gigs and $129 or $140. I can get it with 2 gigs of RAM and 16 gigs for $110. So yes, I made myself crystal clear. So as you can see straight up that this thing has 10 bezels. It has no top bezels and it has very minimal side bezels. So Yumi is trying to go with like just absolutely full screen. But so let's look at this thing here, shall we? So right now it has a 5.5 inch display. So essentially that's like having a phone with a body that would have a display that would be like 5 inches. So it's kind of like it's just a small phone, but it has a 5.5 inch display. And normally the phone of this body size, it will come with a 5.5 inch display. And also it has some pretty good looking colors. I wouldn't say it's the best, but it's good. I mean, good phones are getting cheap and cheap phones are getting good. The earpiece and the proximity sensor and so forth are located to the bottom. Right there on the bottom, there's a bezel at the bottom there. And this enables it to have a display 16:9 display ratio for full content. So it's not a 18.5 or anything like that, because although that would be good, but Yumi is trying to give you a good looking experience but trying to keep it simple. But for those of you who want a full bezel-less experience with an 18:9 aspect ratio, well, probably this might not be for you. But for those who doesn't really care about that, as long as they get to have no bezels on the top and the sides, it can be okay for them. And also you have a 13 megapixel and a 5 megapixel dual lens cameras, which are Samsung, by the way. And as you know, Samsung recently released the Galaxy Note 8, which also has dual lens cameras. So Yumi is using Samsung's camera technology on this phone. You get 4 gigs of RAM, up to 4 gigs of RAM and up to 64 gigs of RAM, or you have 2 gigs of RAM or 60 gigs of storage options. It also supported by a 1.5 octa-core processor with a 1080p by 1920 resolution. It will have Android 7.0 out of the box with Touch ID with fingerprint sensor and an 88% screen to body ratio. It also has 4G LTE Cat 6 and has dual SIM standby also support. So for the specifications on this device, includes a 3000 mAh battery, which is not that big like a 5000 or 4000, but 3000 should be enough to get you a day or more depending on your usage. It has 2.5D glass both the front and back. The current colors available for this phone is black, and it also has Corning Gorilla Glass 4 protection, which is impressive for a phone of this price. You also have a standby time of 10 days. It will be powered also by a MT6750T octa-core processor with Cortex A53 on the 64 gig model, and on the 16 gigs model it'll be powered by a MTK6737T quad-core processor, and and also for GPU on the 64 gigs will be a Mali T860M2, and on the 16 gigs will be a Mali T20MP2 with 6000 MHz and 650 MHz in the 64 gigs model. You also have beauty selfie mode on the front facing cameras. Also, it will have support for GSM to LTE and 4G. It has Bluetooth 4.0 and Bluetooth 5. Sadly, I wish more phones are doing that, but it probably might have that. It also has a headphone jack. Yeah, that jack. It has a headphone jack. It has USB Type-C, and it also comes with an OTG card. It has LED, and it weighs about 180 grams. And also, interface includes a light sensor located right there on the thumb that has a receiver, and it also has a LED light located at the bottom bezel also. And so that's it on a full overview and specifications of the UMIDIGI phone. I hope I made myself crystal clear. That pun was intended. And tell me what you guys think about this phone, and if you truly think this phone is an example of a good cheap phone. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.